Hello, I'm Kristen from Kristen Kane Style. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm a style and mindset coach, and I help women who are sick of struggling with their style and are ready to create a wardrobe that they absolutely love wearing. So we get clear on the limiting beliefs and the obstacles that hold them back with regards to creating a wardrobe they love, define their style, and then begin to edit and curate and create a wardrobe that they can wear and feel amazing in and look amazing in. So if you'd like help in your own wardrobe, I do work with clients one-on-one. I do style therapy. I will put a link in the description box for the style therapy packages. It'll take you to my website and give you all the info. If you have any questions, just let me know. So today I'm going to talk about the 6 unexpected reasons why you don't have a wardrobe you love wearing. So I come at this from all different angles in different ways. So if you've watched my YouTube videos for a while, you might have seen me touch on this topic before or on some of these things before. And that's because in my own life and certainly in, my life, working with clients, I realized that sometimes we need to hear the same message a few different ways, or even the exact same way a few different times before something finally clicks and we are down with it. Like we are ready to make the change. And so if you hear me kind of say the same thing a few different ways or in a few different videos, it's because I'm trying to come at the information in a new way that might resonate with one more person because they needed to hear it in one more way. So today, the unexpected reasons you don't have a wardrobe you love wearing. Number 1, and you've heard me say this before, you don't know what your style is. You have not defined how you want to look when you get dressed. You don't know who you want to be when you show up in the world. And so if you haven't defined your style, it's really hard to know what's in your wardrobe that doesn't support that style, what to buy that would support that style, what to put on that would support, that version of you. So the number 1 thing to do to create a wardrobe you love wearing is to define your style. Number 2, and this one's kind of interesting and has shifted a little bit with regards to the pandemic and the fact that we do not have that many places to go and we are not attending events and special occasions and going on vacations as much as we were. I believe that we will get back to that. I am optimistic in that regard, and I am hopeful that this tip you will keep with you so that you can revisit it when it's time, to be in those situations again. So the idea is that we spend more money on special occasion clothing than on the everyday workhorses, the clothing that we wear in our everyday lives when we're not dressed up and we're just dressed, casually going about our business. So certainly I have seen this in my work with clients and in fitting rooms over, the last couple of decades. Women come in and they buy an expensive outfit or dress, expensive pair of shoes, new jewelry that they may never wear again with anything else. They're not putting that jewelry on with a t-shirt and jeans. It is just to go with this specific outfit. And they spend a small fortune to look amazing for 4 hours for one wedding or one event. And then they buy the clothing that they wear all summer long or all fall, all season. They buy that clothing on sale only or at Old Navy and Target. They're not buying the best quality and they're not investing the bulk of their budget in the pieces that they need to rely on day in and day out. And so I would like to see that flip. I would like to see women rent more clothing for a special occasion, borrow from a friend, buy it secondhand, use what you already own, create that wardrobe that supports the life you live. So if you go to events, you have the pieces that maybe the separates that you can mix and match and put together a great outfit. But to really spend the bulk of your budget on the pieces that you are going to wear most often, because then you feel amazing most often. You've used the money on pieces that are high quality, that will last, and that you really love, so that everyday wardrobe feels elevated. The third reason that you might not have a wardrobe you love wearing is that you are buying clothes for a life you don't actually live. And so a lot of us fall into this situation where we have this kind of fantasy idea of what our life is going to be like. And in that life, we're going to wear leather pants or we're going to wear, whatever it is. My fantasy life for a really long time was sort of Cameron Diaz's character from the movie The Holiday, and I was going to wear these pastel cashmere sweaters and sit on the porch with the snow falling and drink my coffee or hot chocolate. Only that wasn't the life I lived. And so I maybe would buy the sweaters, but I wasn't actually wearing them. So if you're going to have this fantasy life, which is totally cool, and you're going to buy pieces that would work for that fantasy life, then start to bridge the gap. Start to embody the woman who will be that fantasy life, person, and put on that piece that will get you one step closer to that life. The universe is paying attention. And so if you're going to wear that yummy cashmere sweater, even on a day when you're going to the grocery store, that is elevating you so that you are one step closer to that fantasy life version of yourself. The opposite is true with regards to, so the next one, number 4, is that you're holding on to a past version of yourself, that you are holding on to clothing and a past identity that no longer serves who you are today. And so you have these clothes in your closet that you're either wearing or not wearing, but they are not supporting who you want to be or who you are right now. You are kind of stuck in the past. They might be dated, they might be worn out, but you're not getting rid of the pieces that have served their purpose, whether it's that they're out of date, whether it's they are worn out, whether it's just you are not that girl anymore. You are holding on to a past version of yourself. And then number 5 is that you are self-sabotaging. So the reason that you're not loving the clothing that you have is that you are telling yourself stories. You know, that self-talk is usually negative. I think we all have, experience with that. Whether you are telling yourself you're too old, or that you are, too tall, or that you don't have enough money, or that you can't wear blank for whatever reason, pay attention to that voice and start to get curious about what she is saying. Because certainly with regards to too old, I know many women in their 80s who still rock an amazing style, and they don't think they're too old. And so who are we, I'm younger than 80 at this point, who are we to decide that we're too old at any place along the stage? We might be too old for something we did 30 years ago or 10 years ago. And I say too old kind of loosely, that's age appropriateness is a separate topic, but start to pay attention to the limiting beliefs and the self-talk that is on repeat, that is sabotaging your wanting to look amazing in the clothing you already own. Because you likely have pieces in your wardrobe that you could look and feel amazing in, but you are sabotaging, the effort to kind of bring those to light by the stories that you're telling yourself. And then number 6 is that you have no plan or goal. You have no real clear idea of how you want to feel when you get dressed. So when you go in to put on clothing, you just grab what I consider the lazy go-tos, the things that you have on repeat because you know that they're fine, but they don't light you up. You don't feel incredible in them. And so if you can define how you want to feel in your clothing, so you have an idea of what your style is, what you might want to look like. I want to look classic or timeless, or I want to look bohemian, or, I want to have sort of a rocker edge to my style. That's one thing that, way back at number 1, that kind of define your style. And then also set a goal or a plan for how that's going to happen. But in addition, I'm kind of tacking on that, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel when you walk into your closet? Because if you can get clear on that, when you walk into your closet and you see things that don't conjure that feeling, you're going to know that they don't belong in your wardrobe anymore. So you get yourself a Post-it note and you write down 3, 4, 5 feeling words, pay attention to, what you want to feel. I want to feel authentic. I want to feel empowered. I want to feel comfortable. Although I think that should just be a given. I want to feel cozy. I want to feel luxurious, whatever they are. When you walk into your closet with that Post-it note, with those ideas written down, and you look at the pieces in your closet, if you pull a piece out and it doesn't cover any of those feelings, that piece shouldn't be in there. You could let that go safely, easily let that piece go, because it's not going to get you where you want to be. It's not going to get you to that goal of, this is how I want to feel in my closet. With regards to goals also, it could just be, I want to clean up my closet. The wardrobe you have might be amazing, but if you can't find it and you can't get to it and you can't pick the pieces that you want to wear easily and effortlessly, and you feel overwhelmed and exhausted every time you open the door, then make it your goal just to straighten up in there so that you can get to the wardrobe you already have. So I think that there are so many reasons that we have wardrobes that we don't feel amazing in or that don't light us up. Those are just a few of them. Those will kind of get you started if you pay attention to any one of those. You don't know what your style is. You spend more on special occasion wear than on the clothing you wear all the time. You're buying clothes for a future life that you're not actually ready to embody, or maybe you have no plans of ever embodying it. Pay attention to that. You're holding on to a past version of yourself that isn't actually authentic anymore and doesn't support who you want to be. You're self-sabotaging. What are you telling yourself? What's in your closet that you could maybe look amazing in, but the voice in your head always gets in the way, so you never actually put it on. And then you have no goals. You're not actually setting a goal, and you're not deciding how you want to feel in your clothing and when you're going to do something about it. So it just keeps being this problem that keeps hanging around. And you're not actually fixing it. So again, like I mentioned in the beginning, I hope it's helpful that I continue to maybe touch on similar things in new ways, because I know for myself, sometimes I can hear an idea or a concept or a solution on repeat, and then there's one moment when it clicks and I finally hear it loud and clear and I'm ready to make some changes. And so I hope that's the case for you. I always try to offer just pretty simple tips and strategies and ideas that will raise awareness around how to build a wardrobe you really love wearing. If you have any questions for me, you can drop them in the comments below. I'm on Instagram every Tuesday at noon Mountain Time doing a live style Q&A. So if you have a question, you can drop it below here, or you can come over to Instagram and DM me, or put it in the question box that I put up on Mondays, and I will answer it the following Tuesday. I also have replays of all of those Q&As, and I have the questions written out in the caption, so you can peek at the questions and decide if there's a replay you want to watch because there's a question that you'd like the answer to. And if you would like to find me, you can find me at my website. It is KristenKaneStyle.com, and all of the services that I offer for one-on-one clients are listed there if you'd like more info on that. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that helped, and I look forward to hearing, kind of if there's one that resonated with you, and drop it in the comments. What are you doing to change it? How did it feel when you heard it, and why does it, feel so pertinent to you, and what are you going to do about it? Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next Friday.